Hi everyone, and welcome to Level of Detail, brought to you by the University of Staffordshire's Games Institute. I'm Billy, and today I'm joined by games lecturers Catherine, Jaimie and Chris, as we get behind the wheel of a game that you've chosen for us to play. That's right, when we asked our students what game they wanted to see on Level of Detail, the resounding answer was Mario Kart. Ahead of the new release of Mario Kart, well, Mario Kart's new game, we're going to have a look at the game that has been entertaining fans for more than 30 years, with a total of 16 titles in the series. So, get your engines ready and let's get going.
You ready to lose?
That's a trash talk already.
You've got to start off with the fighting talk.
Yeah, you've got to do the trash talk. You know, I don't know, I'm pretty good at Mario Kart.
I am actually quite nervous too.
I've been playing Mario Kart for a very long time, but I'm actually very scared.
Yeah, I mean, starting off with a GameCube track as well. I know Double Dash is your favourite one.
Double Dash is definitely my favourite one, but actually I quite like 8 as well. It's very good. It's very good.
Who have you all picked?
I have chosen Koopa Trooper because he's cool and he's just cute. I like him.
Mario, definitely Mario.
Classic.
This is also a shout out to my kid because he loves Mario. So.
I've gone for Link. Don't know why, I just always tend to choose Link on Mario Kart 8. Oh, and I'm in the grass.
Yeah, it's really interesting because Mario Kart 8, they kind of branched out of the typical Mario cast because you've got Animal Crossing characters, Splatoon characters, and then you've got Link as well. I always thought that it was a missed opportunity not to rebrand as Nintendo Kart, and you could have done like a lot of tracks based on like different Nintendo games, which they've got a few of that in here, like with the F-Zero track, Animal Crossing, you've got the Hyrule one as well for Zelda. So
I think it's not quite as catchy though, is it?
Yeah, I think there's brand recognition for Mario Kart, like it's been around for that long, so it's like that classic sort of multiplayer.
Do you think it made a difference at the start, when they first brought out Mario Kart, that it was Mario's Kart?
Yeah, I think it kind of showcased the fact that you can put Mario in basically any sort of game. So, in this case, a karting game, and then you've seen that carry over to like tennis and like sports games and golf, and now you can literally put Mario in any situation. And it kind of adapts to the type of game that you're trying to make. So it's really clever, really. It was really influential at the time.
It is, yeah. It's a really good use of just the Mario brand in general, isn't it? Like you already, had a good influence from just Mario World. So as soon as you put his name in it, people are like, oh, I remember that little red plumber.
Yeah, I've actually played Mario Kart before on Level of Detail. Back when it came out, well, not back when it came out, but that would be wild, wouldn't it? Level of Detail going since 1992. No, but the very first Mario Kart game did come out in 1992, back on the SNES, which we did play before that version. Which versions have you guys played? Have you played them all?
Pretty much. So I played the original one when it came out. I was about 12, which ages me, ridiculously. But I went around to a friend's place and we played it because I wasn't allowed consoles when I was growing up because my parents were not fans of games. But anyway, so it was really good fun because you could just like sit around and play, and like it was very simple. The graphics were not anywhere near as good as this. But you could just sit around and play with your friends, and it was just lots of good fun. It didn't used to have as many cool, I'm using because I suck at this one apparently while I'm talking. It didn't have as many cool things you could pick up, but things like picking up the coins always made you go faster and stuff like that. So there's some standard ones that still kind of hang around. I know a lot of people actually, when they play the later Mario Kart games, they don't realize actually that picking up coins makes you go faster. So it's kind of an interesting holdover from the original games that a lot of people don't necessarily notice. But
So is that from the original one, the coin thing? I didn't actually know that. Yeah,
you pretty much had to pick the coins up, otherwise you were really slow. It was, quite an interesting, there you go, here I am.
Because they're bringing some of the new, the old power-ups back as new power-ups in the new one, aren't they? I think there's like the Mega Mushroom, I think I saw in the trailer, so that's coming back.
Yeah, that was introduced, I think it was in Mario Kart Wii, and they bring back a lot of the old ones.
The old ones.
The old ones.
That was the first one I played,
Mario Kart Wii is nearly like 20 years old.
Oh, don't say that. That's the one I still play. Did any of you ever play F-Zero?
Oh, yes.
Oh, F-Zero, yeah.
F-Zero is great. It was it was a really different sort of game, different sort of racing game, very different from any of the other ones, really. And the music was so good too. The music really hit, you wouldn't think that a game, like a karting game, the music would be what you'd go for, but F-Zero's music was great.
I love how it gets faster when you get towards the end. Just adds that extra layer of stress. Not that you really need it when you play Mario Kart, but...
Following on from F-Zero, Nintendo wanted to make that karting game that we all know and love now, but that's kind of the origins of the karting game Mario Kart from a game that most people might not have heard of now.
Yeah, I can't say I've never played that one.
Yeah, they might have just played Mario Kart or from the Wii, like you say. So, out of all of it, what do you think made it such a popular game?
For me, I think it's like the ease of access to it. So the fact that anyone can pick up and play Mario Kart, like when I was playing, I used to play a lot of games with my brother growing up, and one of his first games was Mario Kart, and it's one of my earliest memories myself playing on GameCube. So I think like being able to like just play a game that's easy to understand and just play, anyone can play it. Even my parents were joining on Mario Kart on the Wii, like we were just discussing. Yeah. So like it's just that game that is so accessible that, and it's fun as well. Like on a Saturday night, just, playing with family and friends, and yeah, I just think it has that sort of fun appeal. It's a very nice party game.
Yeah, I was going to say that. It's a really good party game.
The pinnacle of couch gaming.
Yeah, absolutely is.
And it's a game that anyone can pick up, even if they've never played it before. Like, I mean, the earlier ones not so much, but certainly this one in particular is a really good beginner kids game. So I play this with my 5-year-old, but we've been playing since he was probably about 3.5 or so, and he couldn't even he didn't even know how to use the controller, and he would just you put all the accessibility things on, so there's auto steer, there's auto accelerate, there's all these things that you can basically put on while you're playing, and it just he would just pick the controller up and he'd think he was actually playing, and he just loved it so much. And then gradually over time he'd learn how to steer, he'd learn how to do some of the use the actual items better and stuff like that, and eventually he was telling me how to play, which is the pinnacle of any playing with a child, right? They tell you exactly what to do.
My nephew's exactly the same. He loves it.
Were you turning off the accessibility settings slowly?
So yeah, so he got up to 200cc and he was he was fine, and so we took it all off, and then he kind of had to learn how to play again, but it was in a way that he was quite happy to learn at this stage, because he actually had the ability to do the controls properly and stuff like that.
Yeah, understood it better.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, look, here I am coming third. Yeah. Yeah, I usually when I play with him, we usually have it fairly low, because he's still learning how to actually stay on the road. That's the hard thing for the little kids, is actually just staying on the road. And it's a really interesting way of learning how to use a controller as well. And I think it's such a good early access one, really, for little kids. And he's done better in all of the Mario games. Loves Mario, thinks this was his gateway Mario drug, right? So he thinks Mario is great, and we now play all the Mario games, and it's really good fun.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just something warm and comforting about Mario. The if you look at the track design, this one in particular is one of my favorite tracks in Mario Kart 8. The fact that you're going through a dragon. I remember the first time I drove around on this track, I was like, this is just really creative. So I just think the world of Mario is just really interesting, and especially now that they've expanded it to be a multimedia franchise with the movie that came out, and that did really, really well. I just find comfort in Mario. It's always my comfort game. Just knowing I can sit back and just enjoy myself. It's just nice,
Yeah.
I think especially when you're young.
It with the Nintendo T-shirt.
Yeah, I'm a massive Nintendo fan. It was my first real early game experience with a Nintendo game was Mario Kart Double Dash. I remember playing it with my cousins.
Best Mario.
And they showed me the Donkey Kong track, and I just fell in love with it. And ever since, I've loved Mario Kart, and I can't wait for the new one. So it looks really cool.
I think my favourite, I think the bathroom level is really there's a sink level, and it's just what were they on? What were they thinking about when they chose to portray going down a plug hole and with all the bathroom stuff around? It's very weird, but
someone really needed the toilet.
I guess so. Yeah.
Someone at Nintendo was just sat there oh yeah. Well, no, it's just you can take Mario and kind of do whatever you want with it, because it works, just because the sort of whimsical nature of Mario. So that's a really cool track, and it's always cool to see when they go back and remaster the old ones.
Yeah.
8 Deluxe has so many tracks in it. It's interesting to see which ones they bring back in World, which there's a few that we've seen that are confirmed to be back, but Yeah.
But also don't forget there are other modes in these Mario Kart games too, like the battle modes are really fun. So I mean, I like playing that with my kid as well. Like you run around and pop balloons.
Yeah,
or
I was going to say the
capture,
balloon one. I like that one.
Yeah, the balloon one's good. I like the ones where when you have to capture people and then unlock the cages and stuff to get them out again when you're the. They're just really fun little other ways of playing this game, and they just add to the kind of party side style of things, you know.
Chris, you did mention before about the new power-ups coming out in the new one, or that you've seen a few of them.
Yes.
Like what was it, the massive mushroom?
Yeah.
But do you think that these items, or even the items that are in this version, are integral to the game?
Yeah, I wish they'd take out the blue shell. As someone who normally I'm up the front, that just annoys me. Although I do really like though with the power-ups that they have the boombox in this one that you can actually destroy it now. I think that was nice because it was just you just had to just accept your fate pretty much. But yeah, it adds a really nice like dynamic to the game, how you can. Like it's more than just, like racing, the racing games, it's taking the racing line and all that kind of stuff. But with this one, it's like using your items tactically, do you, there's like shortcuts. If you've got a mushroom, you can boost over and like you can block stuff with bananas or...
Yeah, you can hold on to them so they spin around
exactly,
and
yeah.
you just hang on to them.
There's like the tactics to it as well.
And in the new one, like you've also got this charge jump mechanic now, where like you can hold down the A button in Mario Kart World, and then you can like jump over in time, jumping over shells. Which
sounds like you're already playing it.
Yeah, it's. I've watched a lot of videos about it, but no, like Catherine mentioned accessibility in this one. Like it seems like they're adding new stuff. So like, do you know when you hold a button to hold a banana behind you, it just does it automatically now. You don't need to hold the button.
Good.
So there's like new mechanics that are already adding to that already existing accessibility in this one. So they are iterating further, which is really cool.
Do you think that iteration might continue once they release the new one?
Oh, definitely, yeah.
I would have thought so. It's always been successful for them, so I can't see any reason why they wouldn't. Ooh, almost went off the edge there.
Speaking of F-Zero, we were racing on the F-Zero track, which is originally added as a DLC track for Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U, and then it was brought into Deluxe as part of the overall package.
It's a cool one, this one. I like that you've got we were saying about the coins before, how you can like drive along the edges in certain parts and it just fills up your coin meter sort of straight away.
Oh yeah.
Did you ever play the version of this on the Wii U?
Yes, it was the reason I bought a Wii U actually. I remember going to game the day after Mario Kart 8 came out to buy a Wii U with Mario Kart 8, and I then just spent the entire evening playing it. It was a lot of fun, and I still play it a lot now. I think I've got probably over 120 hours, 50 hours maybe on Mario Kart 8. Yeah.
Do you always tend to play the same vehicle or the same characters?
I kind of vary. I know Chris is playing Link at the minute. I play Link quite a bit because Zelda is my favourite sort of Nintendo franchise. But I play pretty much any character. I used to, when I was really into playing online, there's a combination that people use. I can't remember the exact combination, but it's Yoshi riding on a teddy bear. But because like the combination of vehicle and character, because it's a light character on a really, really light vehicle, so you get the best sort of speed out of it. So I'm pretty sure that's the reason why. But you can basically mess around with your kart customization to get really optimal strategies, I guess, especially in the competitive side for this game. Which is surprisingly active. Sorry, Catherine.
Yeah, no, I was just saying in terms of the, like, because back, I remember in Double Dash used to be a lot more kind of important to kind of get that combo right in terms of the like, and it used to show you obviously on the selection screen what combinations you picked and how that changes like the handling and all that sort of stuff. But on 8, it doesn't actually show you unless you kind of toggle it, and it's it's a lot. Oh, sorry. I'm actually finding it very hard to see from all the way over here. I'm usually a bit closer. But yeah, so it's a lot. It doesn't show you quite as obviously, what you've got. So people tend to pick. Certainly, when I've been playing it, I tend to pick more based on the character that I like.
Yeah, and the style of it.
And when you unlock things, you want to try the new cars, and it's kind of fun to play like weird combinations of like flower things with like a weird kind of horse car or something like that. You know? So it's good fun.
I always find it quite funny if you play as one of the big characters like Bowser, and then you put it on a really small cart, and they're there with like their knees up,
playing on a tricycle, sort of.
Yeah.
They always look oddly uncomfortable, especially Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
Like, he just looks so
just stuffed in.
Yeah.
Especially because he's very like triangle, like an upside down pyramid sort of thing, isn't it? So he's very big at the top, and it's like his shoulders are bigger than the cart itself.
So you did mention about being online and playing a lot online. Do you think that has helped towards its lasting success, moving to an online sort of system?
Yeah, so the first Mario Kart game to go online was the one on the DS, and that was revolutionary at the time because Nintendo weren't really doing online at that point. So when they introduced that on that game, it was very limited, but you could still go online. And I remember communities being built around that. And a lot of Discord servers have now formed from Mario Kart Online, even going back to like the Wii. So they've retroactively recreated the Wii servers, so you can like play it. So there's a big community there, even back on the older games. So I think that's only going to continue to grow with World as well, especially now that it's open world and you can drive around with friends. So there's like an extra sort of interactive element to that. So I'll definitely be playing with friends. And
well, it's good. It's like at the uni, we've got a Mario Kart Society.
Just about to say that, it kind of shows how big it is when universities themselves have their own societies for it.
Yeah.
Particularly when it's one of the biggest games unis in the UK.
Yeah.
I think it took off a lot in COVID as well. It was because it was a game that a lot of people could just kind of get into easily as well, so it didn't require a lot of commitment basically.
Yeah.
And so I mean, I certainly was playing. I remember playing some Mario Kart with like people I would never have thought to actually play games with as well. So that was nice. But yeah, I think it's still going to be. I think couch play is still going to be king for Mario Kart though, because it's just you don't get that same like I don't know. Maybe I'm just because I'm an older gamer, let's just say, but I don't feel like I get that same experience online that I do while having people around. Like you get to see the reactions a lot better and stuff. I know in World they're going to start putting like the cameras. Like,
you can see like your face, can't you?
The people respond like reacting to things and stuff and. I mean, I don't know if that's going to be any good, but it's a different sort of. It feels a bit different, doesn't it?
Yeah, it seems a bit like the difference between Netflix and going to the cinema.
Yeah.
You could watch the same thing, but it's still different.
It's still different.
Yeah.
You don't get the if you're playing with friends, particularly if it's like mates that you're quite competitive with. It's the whole leaning in front of them.
Right.
You don't get to do that when you're distance.
Yeah, exactly. It's a different sort of. It's a different sort of setting, and I think. A lot of these games, just sitting and playing with friends is part of the fun of it, right? So it's not always just about the game itself. It's about that sort of broader structure, the community that it's in, how people play with family versus with friends and things like that as well. And I think certainly the family-friendly nature and the party sort of style game, like nature of this game, just lends itself so much better to a kind of this physical space as well as the sort of less physical space. I didn't realise the game had started.
You're going to be behind me now.
Jaimie's got a sneaky advantage.
Okay. I'll get some blue shells for you, Chris.
No, please no.
I was going to say Jaimie's in first at the moment.
All right.
I just hit the clock though.
Do you think there are specific things that students can learn directly from Mario Kart then?
I think one of the good things with this, and we touched on it a little bit earlier, is how everything kind of comes together really well. So you're saying about like the art style, how it's very kind of toony, like that stylized sort of thing. But then the movement of the carts as well, like plays into that. They don't drive like a cart. I can't drift an actual real car like this. And as well, like the items and stuff like that as well. So like every part of the game, like it fits seamlessly together. Nothing feels out of place. Which I think is a really good thing.
I think all the accessibility stuff, so the ability for people of very different abilities to actually play this is really important, and it shows just how much it can really help, especially when you're making games for smaller people, right? For kids, especially ones who haven't necessarily played before. This might be their first game, and so having sort of easy to use controllers, but then also adding these kind of like guardrails and assistance onto that just helps them to kind of get a feel for the game, even though it might be easy mode or whatever. I mean, if you don't have to put them on, right? So
it's like when you go bowling, you can put the sides up.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that's something really that like I think a lot of people that go in to make games don't go in to make these sorts of games necessarily because like they think they want to make a game that they want to play, and it might not necessarily be something that's sort of aimed at kids or have a large child-friendly friendliness to it. And so I think it's really important to learn that there are some ways of kind of making games accessible but still fun to a range of people.
Definitely, yeah.
What do you think, Jaimie?
Yeah, just definitely agree with what Catherine and Chris have both said. I think also kind of leaning into a bit of level design, I guess. Obviously in Mario Kart it's more about the tracks, but you'll look at how the tracks are designed and they all are designed in a way to constantly keep the players obviously moving in one direction, but there are little shortcuts in some of the tracks, and there's like little features in some of them. So in the F-Zero track that we were playing you had the mechanic where you go into sort of the zone on the left and that generates coins, like in F-Zero. So there's like little things in the track, these small details that just make for the overall experience. So when you're thinking about level design, like what you are actually putting in there to capture the players' engagement and interest. Mario Kart does that really well, especially you mentioned the bathtub track. That one's like very visual and there's a lot of stuff going on. Even if the player can't directly interact with it, it's like their landmarks kind of approach that we talk about in level design, even though it's in a racing game, if that makes sense. It's like, it's really interesting, but you can definitely take a lot of that inspiration and apply it to other games as well. It's just applied to a racing setting in this case.
Yeah, it's cool how they've got the kind of crossover sometimes, like the world ones. Like there's a map in Paris, isn't there?
Yes.
And it's like every lap the track changes, so you're not always doing the same thing. And then like if you're kind of sometimes when you're ahead, I notice that you actually drive past the people that are in kind of 10th or 11th, and you end up going past them. They're coming towards you, and then that's another sort of thing. Is like it's almost another obstacle is the other players because you can hit them and they can throw items. If they throw a green shell, the person in last can hit you when you're in first. You know?
Yeah.
And then you've like on this stage here that we just started, like you've got the piranha plants that are there to like kind of catch players out, so it keeps you aware of the surroundings as well. So you can't just safely drive in the same place, you've got to be moving around. So there's a little bit of interaction there.
And I think it's also like the fact that this is just very different from, your kind of simulation style racing, right? So it's not, it's aimed at being fun. I mean, people who want to take it sort of semi-seriously can still do that, but it's aimed as being a kind of an entertainment thing. And so it means they can have a lot more fun with things like the levels and stuff like that. I mean, you wouldn't usually get, even just down to the, obstacles on the track and things like that. I mean, if you sort of like were playing a rally driving game or whatever, it's a very different style of game, and I think there's just a lot to love about it. It's such it's an enduring style of game for a reason, and I think that it's just so much fun, and I really enjoy playing it.
Do you think we can expect that sort of design and art style in the new one?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
The new Mario Kart just looks absolutely fantastic. Like we mentioned earlier, it is pivoting towards an open world now, kind of like what Forza Horizon's been doing. I think that's going to be really interesting, especially because you can now just drive around and really appreciate the tracks, because the tracks are built into the world, so you can drive between them, go to them, kind of learn the layout a bit more. And there's like little challenges you can do as well. And I think it's really smart of Nintendo to launch a system, being the Switch 2, with a new Mario Kart, because it's like, for many people that'll be a system seller. It's like not a niche game. It appeals to a load of people, so having that day one is just gonna definitely encourage people to pick up the new console.
And as a pre-order, because it was a pre-order bundle as well, so we've pre-ordered ours and it comes with Mario Kart, and I think that's all we're going to need for a while.
The same. That game's going to keep me occupied for a long time.
I mean, I remember when the GameCube came out, and there was literally I think it was like Luigi's Mansion, and that was about it. And for a long time, you were just sitting there going, "Oh my gosh, what do I actually even play on this game, right? Like on this console?" And just to have a Mario, Luigi's Mansion was not that replayable, but Mario Kart is endlessly replayable. So.
Yeah.
That's another thing that's kept it alive for so long, especially if you go to any shops that resell games, you'll see like the old Mario Karts and stuff retain their value really well compared to some other games. Like you said, that replayability is like probably one of the key factors that's allowed it to do that.
Oh man, I'm actually not doing terribly on this one.
I kind of fell
Ghost.
behind a little bit, so I'm trying to catch up.
Oh, you'll get past me. I'm not that
We'll
good.
see who's going to win before we do the outro.
Yeah, intense
I won't leave
gameplay.
it on a cliffhanger because that would be very nice.
Oh no! What happened to me?
Yeah, I stumbled and there we go.
Oh,
that
you
hit-
missed that. Oh, that was so close.
No,
Yes!
that's
Yes, it-
See, look, that's the amazing part of like couching. I can go yes in your face.
And that's exactly why I hit the blue shell. Right on the line.
That's why we all love Mario.
Yeah.
We hope that you've enjoyed this episode. Thanks again to Catherine, Jaimie and Chris. Remember, there's lots more episodes of Level of Detail on our YouTube channel, so go and take a look. Bye for now.